死んだら負け消えてくだけ終わらないこの世界から火をたぎらせ今この手で仕上げた罪を虚構にとらわれてるフェイス素敵ではした可燃性の真実どうしたって変わらない思い抱いてダイブボロボロのままだけど最後に笑えるのがベスト化学反応渇望する日々いつまでも待っていれないこれでどう秒で悪意のリフレクション反論は意味ない分かってたんだずっと The time has come Hey 手のひらに爆薬の打線にはもう Hey 手をくれさ5秒前焦げる匂い満ちた邪魔させやしない世界にバツをいつも僕をそうなんでだって持っていたこの数を報われないもう待ってたって乗ってばっかだったいっそ全部消してしまうこれでどう痛みを伴ったセレクションもう戻れない後ろに先はない When the time is gone Hey 目の前に輝くも時は満ちた Hey 手をくれの先だって取り戻せるさ警報鳴らせ惑わすためのビッグノズを決死の重いさ混沌に紛れ罪を押し抜け腐されていた過去を Checkmate僕らは遠征的なシステムに踊る僕らは遠征的なシステムに踊るふやけたぬるま湯の中じゃ栄光の未来は一向に見えないなどう生きればいいと問いかけた時からもう明日はないこれでどう裏切らないデタミネーションもう何もそれない失ってた感情を The time get back Hey 手のひらに爆薬の打線にはもう Hey 旗をかざせ弱いだけの僕らに別れをさあ扉壊せのさばった勝利を蹴散らせ成功法さお前らに比べたらその辺も忘れられない民はあんだ終わることない救いになって何もしない死んだら負け消えてくだけ終わらないこの世界から火をたぎらせ今この手でしらけた罪を以前まとったキャットチェックメイ One, two, three, four. Yeah.
Hello, 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 hello. How's
Hello?
everyone going?
Why am I the only one on screen?
No, you're not.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, it took a second.
Sorry.
Because I set up everything
to be
before I was
summoned.
able to go in here, which was
That's
probably
fine.
not the smartest thing to do, but you know.
Yeah,
Hello
it's
everyone,
whatever.
welcome back to Zero Skip
Hi,
99.
Ray!
Race, hello! We are back here, and we can hear the rumbling of the ship because we have started all the way back at the beginning. Because that's what happened last time. We got our first ending, the 9th ending, and then the game shot us back to the beginning. Because, you know, gotta go
But
get those endings.
We're gonna go. Wait, do we have to start all the way from the beginning?
No, we can
to
just
get
go
the
pick
key?
here.
Okay. Okay. I would like to pick there then.
Let me see if I'm trying to remember what the skip dialogue button is. Is it C? Is it C? Nope. Shift? No. V? Nope. That's changing. File? No. Google, come here.
I've got 6 days. Okay.
Skip text only new dialogue. Control. Cool. Hello? There we go. Yeah. It'll skip till we get to new stuff, which is
My
will
friend
be
is
like when we
using
get to-
emotes I made so I get to spam you guys with my cats.
Wow.
I love that.
Cutie. Blah 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 blah. Everyone's being quite. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yep. 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 Okay.
You have digital root before.
Yeah. Before. Wow. Blah 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 blah. Cool. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Yep. You're all doing great. No, we want to see the dead man, right, Bean?
Yes.
Dead man. Hang on. Something's on. Ah!
Why would you do that?
Oh wait.
Why would you do that?
We can just. Here we go. Which door? Door 5. Hey, wait.
Junpei's cry echoed across the room. The 4 people walking towards the door stopped and turned
It's
back
scuff.
toward
You
him.
shut up, Reyes. Let us have our scuff sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go through door 5 too.
Sorry.
Yeah, very good.
The words were scarcely out of his mouth when June spoke up. What? What are you saying, Jumpy? If you're going through that door, then I'm going with you. Give me 1 second. I want to finish my quote retweet for you.
Of course, yeah. Go ahead.
1 second. 1 second.
Le Tweet.
Yes.
Man, imagine not doing this before stream. How unprofessional.
I didn't get the notification until you hit play, so that's my phone's fault.
Tisk tisk tisk.
He turned around to look at her.
No, you can't. I can't take you with me.
What? Why?
Well, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that?
Well... June opened her mouth, as if to say something. But instead closed it again, and looked at the floor. Junpei felt an ache in his chest at her clear distress, but... the choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. Junpei turned away from June, doing his best to silence his turbulent emotions.
Please, let me go into door 5.
Seven scratched his head and looked at the young man.
Man, now we're right back to where we started. You know that? Junpei's bracelet is number 5, right? If we are going to add Junpei, then we must subtract 5 from the rest of us.
Snake turned to Ace.
Ace, please take good care of Clover.
How does he know where Ace is?
I think he's just saying it to, like, the general vibe of the room.
It says he turns toward Ace. How does he know where
Don't worry
Ace is
about
in
it.
the room?
Don't worry about it. Oh,
Alright.
all right. That's fine.
1 + 4 = 5. Don't go away!
You need to listen to me, Clover. Go to door 4 with the others.
No!
Don't be so selfish.
Snake's tone was harsh. What? Why? Tears welled up in Clover's eyes. She bit her lip and did her best to fight them. Snake's expression softened, and he put his arm around Clover. He held her close and whispered into her ear.
You'll be fine. Just relax.
It looked as though he whispered 2 or 3 more words, but whatever they were, Junpei didn't hear them.
Huh. What the hell did he tell her?
He couldn't help but wonder what the other man had said. Snake pulled back from his sister, his eyes kind and inquiring. Okay, I understand. Her voice was barely audible from where Junpei stood.
Huh.
Before long, new teams were assembled.
Let's make sure we got this straight. Those going into door 5 are me, 7, and Snake. 7 plus 2 plus 5 equals 14. And digital root of 14 is 1 plus 4, 5. And those going into door 4 are Lotus, Santa, June, Ace, and Clover. 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 4 is 22. And the digital root of 22 is 2 plus 2, 4. We're okay with this? No problems here. Yes, let's do it. All right then.
Oh, sorry. 7, Snake, and Junpei scanned their numbered bracelets in quick succession. The screen of the red showed 3 asterisks.
The lever's all that's left. Okay. All right then. Let's go.
Junpei glanced around one last time, his hands resting on the lever of the red. Okay, please be careful. Concern was written plainly across her face.
We will.
Junpei looked at her in the eye and gave what he hoped was a reassuring nod. He pulled the lever. Dead body.
Whoa, look at those blood splatters. Wow.
With the sharp clack of a lock releasing, the door swung open.
And it's open.
Ahead of them, in the small hallway, were the pitiful remains of the 9th man.
Ugh. That's messed up. That was the 9th man.
For a moment, Junpei froze. Try as he might, his eyes would not leave the corpse, and his feet would not leave the floor. 7, too, seemed paralyzed.
You know who wouldn't be?
Snake.
Yeah, the fucker who can't see.
Mm-hmm. Snake, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. He walked calmly down the bloody hallway and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following.
How can you? Well? Do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head... He hadn't even bothered... His head, at most, slightly cocked towards one shoulder.
Sorry. Let's go.
Junpei and 7 looked at one another, nodded, and threw themselves through the door. As they did, cold tones sounded from the left of their wrist of 3 men.
Whoa.
Sorry, hold on.
Are you good?
Yeah. 7, I started reading and my brain just stopped working for a second. 7 and Junpei looked down at their bracelets. On both of them and on Snake's, a red skull had flickered to life.
Breathe better, B. Stop yawning.
I
Get more oxygen in your body. Hyperventilate right now. Jesus Christ, dude.
That's you.
I know. Hang on, give me a second. Damn it. The countdown started.
They had scarcely processed this information when with a metallic slam, the numbered door behind them swung shut.
Shit. The door. There's no turning back now. And if we don't manage to find a deactivation device... hey, where is the dead?
The fear and urgency in Seven's face reflected with what all three of them felt.
Well, how the hell should I know? Stay calm. Look around you. Okay. I get it.
Junpei spun around, searching desperately for the dead. He found it easily enough. It was on the wall, next to the closed door labeled 5.
Found it. Right here.
As he yelled, he struck the scanner with his hand. The other two scrambled to follow suit. As soon as they finished, Snake threw the lever down.
Huh. Whew. Whew. Well, looks like it stopped.
As he spoke, Junpei wiped the sweat from his forehead with a trembling hand.
Oh, God damn, this thing's gonna give me a heart attack.
A muscle stood out in Seven's neck, and the corners of his mouth were twitching. Jumpy, are you alright? Are you guys okay? They could hear anxious voices muffled but distinct from the other side of the door.
Yeah, we're fine. The detonators have been deactivated.
They heard relieved sighs, and even through the door, the three men could feel the tension disappear.
All right, we're moving on. Careful, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, sure thing.
They can have fun sprinting down that hallway to get to the dead.
And they're gone.
They heard footsteps moving away, and before long, they were alone.
Now...
Junpei looked around.
Doesn't look like we can go any further this way.
The hallway ended roughly 20 or 30 feet from where they stood.
Maybe this wall can be moved. Or not. It's not budging. Hey, there's a door over there.
To the left, however, was a wooden door that looked positively inviting by comparison. In the middle of it was a plaque that read First Class.
First class cabin, huh? Well, it seems like it. Let's have a look then, shall we? All right then, let's go.
We can't even look at the man's dead body? That's why we're here. I wanted to look at the squishy man bits.
We probably can. Well, who knows? Maybe it'll be part of the puzzle, you know?
Fine.
Yeah.
Without hesitation, Snake opened the door and stepped inside. Seven followed closely behind him. Junpei moved to follow them as well, but he stopped just short of the threshold and looked back, not knowing why.
I don't want to look, but
Lying in the small hallway was a man's body, or at least what was left of it. He tried hard to avoid looking at the grisly scene, but it just wouldn't leave his mind.
it's so horrible. I can't even tell what's what.
What had once been a man's internal organs now looked like so much vomit.
Man, whoever put the bomb in the knife, man, probably put some extra shit in there too, because we didn't at least tell that Snake's body was a body.
Right. The more they dislike you, the more bombage they put in you. As though something had chewed up and spit out the better part of his torso. It was hideous. But worse still, it was cruel. It was hard to believe that thing on the floor had once been human. The black pool of thick blood. The lumps of glistening flesh spread across the floor. The awkward, twisted tangle of shredded intestines. The head wretched to some grotesque, unnatural position.
He'd been wearing these.
The man's glasses lay next to his head. The lens. Oh. I think I just realized what the true ending is.
You want to talk about it now, or you want to wait till we get to the escape room?
Let's wait until we get to the escape room.
Okay.
Because it might not be. It's not 100% yet. It's
Okay.
not 100% yet.
Okay.
But I have a thought. Depending on what happens, I have a thought.
Okay.
The man's glasses lay next to his head. The lenses were cracked and the frames bent and distorted. And next to the glasses lay a bracelet, the number 9 still displayed on its face.
The bracelet's off. Oh, wait. Zira did say.
Lastly, let us discuss. I love how I give a different voice to Zero every single time.
I mean, it kind of fits, you know?
Doesn't it? Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from this ship. 2, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
The bracelet comes off when you're dead. But what the hell is the point of getting it off when you end up like this? Just imagining how it must have happened. This was a human. Suddenly,
Junpei felt his stomach convulse, and a knot of muscle gripped in his throat.
Oh, God. I feel like I'm gonna puke. I gotta get out of here.
He clapped his hands over his mouth and ran to the first-class cabin. Okay, never mind. It's probably not.
What was your
here's my
thought?
thing,
What was your
right?
thought? Where is that?
My thought, okay, because we saw like the image and because our knife ending, Lotus was stabbed and someone had taken her bracelet, right? I was thinking, what if the bracelets were still usable after you died?
Okay. What gives you that
And
idea?
the true ending, well, because they took the bracelet. What would be
True, yeah.
What, like, like, why would you take a dead person's bracelet if it wasn't usable? And he never said that it wasn't usable. He said that it wouldn't be useful outside the um ship. Um Maybe they just like bracelets. You know what? That's so true, Lotus. That's so true.
Could just be that they like
Um
bracelet. Yeah.
but here's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think the true ending is going through door 3 at that one point, right?
Okay.
Because that's the room that Snake is in, and if he's already died, we can pick up his bracelet and use it to get everyone out. Or at
Okay.
least as many people as we can. That was my initial thought. I don't think that's what it is, but that's like, that's we put that in the little binder,
Okay.
That's
Okay.
like that's a thought that I've had.
Okay.
Who knows if that's it?
Okay. While we're
No
here, though,
fucking idea.
let's take a look at the flow chart to see what you. Yep, you were correct. That will, in fact, unlock that little key. We just got to go through this entire line.
Yes. To unlock the escape room, any other stuff, blah 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 blah. The atmosphere changed immediately. The room was gorgeous, and despite the apparent age of the ship, none the worse for wear.
Huh? Where did they?
He looked around. Seven and Snake were nowhere to be seen. There were 2 doors on the right side of the room. He opened the one on his right and went through.
Through here?
On the one side of the door was a short hallway. He jogged down the hallway, opened the door at the other end, and peeked through. There they were, to his right, busy examining something.
Huh. What's up?
He stepped through the door and walked toward them.
Check this out. We found this thing here on the door. The red light's on. Does that mean it's locked? So I would assume. Is there any other way out? We looked around a little. Other than this door, we didn't find anything. So you're telling me that unless we can open this door, yes, we won't be going anywhere.
Jinbei stepped away from the door and looked around the room.
This looks like a bedroom? Then the other room is probably a living room, or the closest you can get to one on a ship. Hello, Reyes.
Hi, Ray.
Hello. All right, let's find a way to open the door. Come on, guys. This is the first class cabin, one of my personal favorite puzzle rooms of the game.
Ooh, how exciting. Seek a way out.
Alrighty, now let's start clicking shit. Score plate A.
It took Junpei by surprise.
No, you're the best, Reyes.
I love you, Reyes. You're my little baby boy. Even if I had to, sacrifice you for the betterment of the cult.
You are the little isopod that can? Because you haven't done it yet. You haven't started streaming yet.
Yeah.
So you can. You're the little isopod that can. So do it.
Yeah.
I
Just
believe in you.
Do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams! Anyways, Snake, usually so calm and collected, suddenly began to move. What? You can't be calm and collected and move at the same time. He stared about the room, almost frantically, clearly looking for something. How can he stare above the room? No, Junpei thought. Not staring. Good. After all, he's blind. You should, Reyes. Blind or not, Snake was clearly attempting to do something. At last, Junpei could no longer contain his curiosity.
What's wrong? You got weird all of a sudden?
Snake waited a moment before answering.
I heard something strange. Something strange? Well, never mind. It doesn't seem to be anything suspicious. I don't wish to toot my own horn, but my auditory senses are considerably more advanced than those of most humans. I notice even the slightest of noises. Right. You gonna tell me you can hear a needle drop from a mile away? No, such a thing would be impossible. However, by listening to the sound of footsteps and breathing, as well as the sound echoing off the environment, I can locate most objects. Oh yeah, that's right. When Clover fell in the big staircase a little while ago, you were at her side immediately. So that was... Huh. Yes, I could hear it happening. In fact, I can run quite fast, certainly as fast as you. And should someone attempt to start a fight with me, I am quite confident that I could beat them. Really?
Junpei was somewhat taken aback by this revelation. He stared at Snake, skeptical.
You don't believe me? Care to give it a try? I must warn you, you'll no doubt regret it. Well, I suppose that's enough playing around. Let's resume our search, shall we?
With a small, self-satisfied smile, Snake turned and walked away from Junpei.
Alright, buddy. White desk.
A white desk.
Feels kind of fancy. Chair. Small, round chair. Looks like it probably goes to the vanity.
Can you push it
Doesn't look like... Nope, just that.
in? Okay.
Let's see. Mirror. It's totally a table with a mirror. Ah, yes. You know this sort of thing is known as a vanity. Were you aware of that, Junpei? Of course, vanity also refers to self-love, conceit, and narcissism. As such, you can say that every day when a woman looks into one of these, she's staring at her own conceit and narcissism. Does that strike you as terribly sad? Huh?
Thanks, Snake. Very cool. Oh, it's the boat.
What's this? This isn't a score. Is this a map of the ship? A map? There's a map of the ship here? Yeah. Then I imagine it will prove very helpful. You'd best hold on to it, Junpei. Okay. We can now use the map again.
Can we put the score on that?
Well, it's score sheet A, so music stand. We might as well put this glass plate on it. Oh. Huh. Is something wrong? It's kind of hard to see the notes. Maybe if I put something under them? A background for the notes. Yep. Okay. Can I look at the drawers or anything? Nope. It's empty. White desk. Snake's rubbing it? This is a high quality desk. Teak or perhaps mahogany? Wow. How can you tell? Oh, I have my ways.
That's not helpful, hon.
Sure, buddy. In here. Bathtub.
It's got water in it.
Well, the sink's clean. Any water? Nothing's coming out. We got the faucet on all the way, but can't hear anything. Okay. Bathtub's full of water. Is there ash or something in this water? Looks kind of gray. Let's just pull the plug. No, hold on. Huh? What? Maybe we can, I don't know, use it for something? Use it for something? Okay. Other door. It's a heavy piece of paper that's been folded in half. A score printed on the front of it. Score. That's gotta mean musical score? If that's true, then the score we just found is probably in here. At least at some point. Okay, can I give? Gibby? Nope. This is some sort of antique desk. Makes sense though. Yes, this whole room's full of antiques. You get a nice handful of cash for all the stuff in here. Okay. They're still not? Fine. Oh, there's an iron grate in front of the fireplace. There's something behind it. Huh? There's something in the back. Let's see if I can reach it. Just a little. Ah, God damn, that's hot. You weren't real smart, are you? Come on. Of course it's gonna be hot. It's a fire. And a monkey knows shouldn't stick his hand in a fire. Thank you, Seven. This couch looks big enough for 3 people. Looks perfect for me. What? Perfect for an elegant gentleman like myself. The couch looks a lot more elegant. Hey, there's something you aren't saying. Never mind. Okay.
Vase.
I get it. You're gonna use this vase, right? It's pretty clever, Junpei. Just gotta fill this thing with water. Okay, this
Go
door.
and put out the fire. Yeah.
Go here. Bathtub's full of gross, cloudy water. Alright. Shouldn't be too hard to fill this vase up. Okay, now we go back. Up and up. Alright, time to put this fire out. About time, buddy. Let's do it. Here we go.
You talking to R7? No.
Nope. Good job. Another success. I didn't stand a chance. Alright, I'll just pull this out now. Don't want to get burned, so let's pull down the sleeves. Score plate, and we should... Ah, shit. Okay, not yet. Sure.
As Junpei tucked the plate into his pocket.
Oh.
Seven cried out and stumbled, his balance lost. He threw out a hand and caught the wall in time to steady himself and avoided the floor, but his face was flushed and he looked startled.
Hey, Seven. What the hell was that? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Just felt a little dizzy, that's all.
Seven rubbed a couple of fingers across his brow and then shook his head as if to clear it.
What the hell's wrong with me? First, memory loss. Now I'm getting dizzy for no reason. Huh? Memory loss?
Junpei couldn't hide the surprise in his voice. Seven, for his part, seemed unconcerned.
Oh, yeah. Guess I didn't tell you, huh? Told the rest of them before I ran into you on the stairs. Told him I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up. Didn't realize I hadn't told you. Whoa. Wait a minute. You're talking about amnesia, right? Yeah, guess so. Well, why are you an amnesiac? What happened to you? If I knew that, I wouldn't really be one, would I? Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Junpei paused for a moment and stared at Seven.
Are you telling the truth? Huh? Well, you look pretty calm for someone who doesn't remember anything. If you've really got amnesia, shouldn't you be, like, upset or confused or something? Well, sure. I mean, I was pretty confused when I woke up down on D-Deck. But that was a while ago. Had some time to get used to it. After a while, I figured it wasn't worth the trouble worrying about. After all, why would I worry about something I can't change? Well, people usually don't stay amnesiacs forever. I'll figure it out. It'll work itself out eventually. That's it? That's it. Alright, that's enough talking for now. Let's get back to work.
Seven gave Junpei a look the younger man wasn't sure how to interpret and turned to walk away.
How are you fine with something like that?
Somehow, though, Junpei didn't find his reassurances very reassuring.
Okay, now can I pick this up? Okay. Let's see. Other door. Oh. There it is. Score plate G. Combine it with this now. Nope. What about G and this one? Nope. Okay. It's a suitcase made of leather, color of rich mahogany. Well, shoot. Looks like there's nothing in it. Bottom one. Leather suitcase. Dang, nothing in there. Okay. Let's go back here. Here, toilet. Well, there's some toilet paper on the wall there. Nothing that looks suspicious. Toilet? It's a toilet. Doesn't seem to be anything in the toilet or the tank. Might be able to drain the water now that we're not using it. We're gonna end this chain. Alright, why don't we just drain this water? Yeah, good plan. Alright, where's that thing? Good tug up enough to pull it out. Huh? Well, ha! Score plate D! Okay. Music stand. Might as well play the music I found it. Put a ceramic plate on the bottom. Glass plates on top. Wait a minute. Oh, what's wrong? Well, I put them all on top of each other, but they look odd. Doesn't really look like a song. Then, in all likelihood, we haven't found them all. We need to find more glass plates. Okay.
Can you go back to where the piano is real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Can you click... No, back up. Can you...
Piano something missed with the keys. You mean it's something out of tune or something? No, it's not properly tuned. It's just... Well, the sounds are clearly purposefully different. C key doesn't yield a C, but rather a different note entirely. Same goes for the D keys. They play some other notes. Huh? Why do you think it's like that? Is it painfully obvious? Zero modified it in some way. The piano, you see, is part of one of the puzzles Zero has set for us. As we play the keys in the correct order, something will happen. Otherwise, you need to play the song on the piano. Believe so. Okay. Where?
You see the gray thing that's on the wall? Can you click on it?
A window. There's another plate nailed to it. Guess
Okay.
not.
I just didn't.
Antique vanity, nothing in the drawer. Yep, totally empty. Is there anything else here that we can get? Metal canopy. Sure, you see many of these days. You can see the details, obviously, but I just one of the princess beds Clover is so fond of. Clover wants one of these? Yes. She wants a princess bed. Didn't I say that? You think it doesn't suit her? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Junpei, judge her by appearances, will you? And, well, you should not. Yeah, motherfucker's just gonna clock you on the backside of the head. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
leather suitcase. There's nothing inside. So by the weight, makes no noise when shaken. Bottom one, leather suitcase. Unfortunately, there's nothing inside. Safe. This safe is locked. Yeah, what's up, Reyes? It's one of those dial locks.
Oh, Reyes wants you to turn off the setting that doesn't let new accounts raid you because his friend wants to raid you.
How the fuck do I do that?
I don't know.
Is it in like a Twitch setting? Settings. Security and privacy. How do I... What? I don't know how to do that. Settings?
I'm looking. I'm trying to see if I can help.
Stream manager. Not 100% sure how to do it either. Have you found anything, B?
No, let me see. Hold on. Okay, so go to your dashboard, go to settings, go to stream, and then go to raids.
Settings, stream. Yes.
That's where you should be able to. You can include minimum amount of viewers, maximum viewers, the account age, or specific groups or channels.
So what? I just do 1 day minimum?
Yeah, I guess.
Sure. I'll change it back to 30 later. Okay. Well, it doesn't have a key. We just need to get the dials in the right place and it'll open.
You're welcome, Reyes.
Did you find anything, Seven? Nope. How about you, Snake? I also found nothing. Alright, well, looks like we can't open that safe yet then. Got plate C, so A, G, D, C. Score plate. Okay. Is that all of them now? Music stand. Alright, good. There we go. Sweet. Now I can play the music. Junpei, would you be so kind as to play the piano? I am unable to, you see. I'm sure I needn't tell you, but the keys on this piano are not what you might expect them to be. C won't be C, D won't be D, and so forth. You must listen carefully to determine which keys to strike. Do you understand? Yeah. Alright, let's give it a shot. Okay. Yeah, so it basically, you don't have to be able to tell what note's what anyways, it'll just tell you. There we go. So it's there, that one. Go up a whole step. Down a half step. Wait, shit. So that's F. That's A. Go down a half.
Hello, Oliver Dreams.
Hello!
Thank you for raiding.
For the raid of 6. Let's go ahead and... What? There we go. How did that not work? I hate this one. B, can you fix it?
Do what?
Um,
Fix what?
I don't know why I didn't shout out.
Maybe you don't have it set up?
I should have had it set up normally because I shouted out you before.
Yes, you did wonderful, Reyes. Maybe you don't have it set up in your settings.
No, because I've had it set up. Because like I said, I've shouted out. Not even you. I've shouted out Reyes before. And you. When you rated. Let me see if I can't do it on the dashboard on my tablet.
Ah, there we go.
There we go. What happened?
Shout out. It says shout out was given to Oliver.
How the... That is quite literally
Oh
the
my
exact
god,
same...
a bear!
Thank you for the follow. Or that was... I don't have the dashboard open. Give me a quick second. There it is. Thank you for the follow, Oliver. Okay. Go.
Oh, it's because, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why it didn't work. For me, I'm also a mod, but Reyes did it apparently.
Okay, well,
so
thank you, Reyes.
that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Hello,
That someone
Raiders.
was
We're
able
here
to do
playing
it.
some Zero Escape 999, my favorite visual novel of all time. Oh, thank you very much for the recommendation, Reyes. Go down a half step, so probably, if I'm guessing right, it's probably here. Okay, so those don't work.
Yes, we're currently in we're in a visual novel escape
Oh, okay,
room
so it's-
currently, so.
So this is G. Okay, wait, so F, A, G.
Oh my god.
Wait. Wait. Okay, that's where it is. Shit. Wait, okay. Oh, wait, no, okay, so it's down, back to the bottom. Dun, dun. It is. Yeah, the keys are not correct. It's part of the puzzle. It's less a music puzzle and more a remember where everything is. Then back here, and then down. And this one was shit. And then shit. Okay, so it's this one. Okay.
Nope, that's not a thing.
Okay, so it's there we go. Okay.
I'm leaving this all up to you. I'm just enjoying my candy.
There. Then there. There. Ah! Okay, it's this one again. Ah, okay. So that's that one. There. And then... Okay, so it wants to go there. Okay.
Oh my god, a bear!
Well, thank you very much for the follow. Sarah the Dragon. Thank you very much. I've now lost the flow. Shit. Jesus, there we go.
I know that tune.
It is, yeah. It's the it's like a clock tower sound type deal.
Yeah.
Zainarkon. Wait, Zainarkon. Zainarkon. Okay. Yeah, I don't actually know that one. And we're done.
I'm just here.
Music's not my forte. Wait, what was that noise?
It's Final Fantasy X. Ah.
Oh, Zainarkand. Oh, that's how you spell that? Huh. I did not know that that's how that was spelled.
I just sing. I barely know how to read music. I was in choir
Yeah.
for like a decade.
Yeah,
and
I remember. I might have talked this to you about it, B.
over a
but-
decade, 12 years.
But like
Yeah.
was it you that I talked about with that choir and chorale folks don't really learn
We don't know how to read
music. You
no.
learn how to sing.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked about this. We talked about how basically we learn once we're given a starting note, we know how far to go up and how far to go down, but we don't know what the notes are.
Yeah. Junpei. Yeah, cause I got a friend. He's younger, but he was in choir also in high school.
Mhm.
He has like a little bit of theory knowledge, but like, yeah. I mean, it's not really part of your guys' job description.
It
And-
really is not.
And unless you go into
And
like,
I mimic.
unless you go into like professional choir.
Right. And my whole thing is I've always just been a mimic. Like that's been my whole thing with accents and like if you gave me I don't think I have perfect pitch or anything like that, but if you give me a tune, I will be able to give it back to you. Like when I record covers, I literally like have the lyric video on one screen while I'm singing into my microphone.
I see. Okay.
And it's like a lyric, well it's like if I'm lucky it's the karaoke version with lyrics, but like that's what I do, is that's just how I roll.
I see.
So
Okay. You learn a little bit of insight into how B does her covers.
yep, I'm very boring. And there's more covers coming soon, which I'm very excited
Mhm.
about.
Right.
I have to make more art for them.
Junpei, we did it. Looks like it worked. I heard something unlock over by the exit. Let's go. Good plan. Stand. Bow. Be seated. Well, guess he hasn't forgotten that. At least Snake thinks it's funny.
I think that's hilarious.
Yes, I suppose that was the class. That's what it is. It's the Japanese bell sound.
Classroom bell.
Yeah.
And
Dun,
us,
dun,
yeah.
dun.
Us anime nerds were like, oh yeah, that's what it is. No.
A part of me always forgets that this technically does take place in Japan.
Because none of them look.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, sort of, a little bit.
Well, yes, no. They have like but a lot of them look more like foreigners than they do.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, Junpei has the name Junpei. Akane's full name
Yeah.
is Akane Kurashiki.
Yeah, but we don't know anyone else's names.
Yeah,
And he could have been studying abroad.
it's true. Could have been. Yeah, he could be a hafu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Suppose that was the classroom bell, wasn't it? I don't imagine that's what Zero was thinking of, however. No, Zero certainly meant to suggest Westminster, not middle school. Westminster? The palace in London that plays host these days to the House of the Parliament. You've heard of Big Ben, the famous clock tower. I was right! Okay.
Yeah, so it's both. Okay.
Okay. Big Ben plays that very collection of notes on the hour. London? The capital of England, huh? At any rate, the door is now unlocked. Exactly.
Ew, British.
Imagine the British. So glad they aren't
Yeah.
real.
Imagine being British. Mm-hmm.
Let's leave this place immediately. Yep, alright. Did we unlock any keys in this room in particular? Nope.
No.
Ah!
Well, we haven't finished this room,
That's right.
so we don't know.
Alright, let's go. Oliver's also British, by the way. Ah, man, too bad they're not real. Too bad the British don't exist. They're like horses, you know? Horses, like, they're like those weird fictional quadrupedal creatures.
Oh, also,
Also, what?
I don't know. My brain stopped working. I'll come back to it.
What's his?
He came
Water.
out of the door and into a long straightaway. You know what's funny? I think it's if you have 10 concurrent viewers for either it's either 30 minutes or an hour, you get points.
Huh, interesting.
Like you get access to points.
What's this game about? So this is Zero Escape 999, the first game in the Zero Escape series. It is a visual novel escape puzzle room hybrid kind of game where interspersed between these like long visual novel sections, we have those little puzzle escape rooms. Another hallway?
I'm chewing on my lollipop.
How dare you? Eating
Oh,
on
God.
stream? How unprofessional of you. I say as I reach for a piece of candy of my own.
He paused her and turned around to look behind him.
That should do it.
Seven was bent over, apparently doing something to the door.
What's he up to?
Junpei had spoke more or less to himself, but apparently Seven had heard anyway. The larger man stood up and turned to Junpei.
I was just putting one of those plates in there. It ought to keep the door from locking again. Now we can come back here anytime we want, right? Why would you want to come back here?
Snake was a reasonable one. Seven thought about it for a moment before he answered.
I might like to play a little piano. Piano? Come on, let's get moving. Ran out of this yet.
Without waiting for an answer, Seven started off down the hallway.
Well then.
Snake shrugged, sighed, and quietly followed Seven.
Huh.
That's a lie, Junpei thought to himself.
Can't say I could ever imagine Seven playing the piano. He couldn't use the piano in there anyways. The keyboard's a mess. But why would he want to leave the door unlocked then? I have no clue. Ah!
Bless you.
Thank you. Hey, wait for me.
Junpei frowned, took one last look at the door, and then walked away toward his companions. After some time in the hallway, they emerged into a larger, more open area.
Whoa, a metal grate?
A large metal grate, like the door of a jail, divided it in half.
Why is this thing... Ah!
They shook it for a while, but as they had accepted it, it did not move.
Figures. Those elevators over there? No way to know if they're working or not from here. Oh, there's a door just to the left of this grate.
Unfortunately, however, it was locked and refused to open.
Sounds like it's locked. Yep.
Junpei took a moment to examine the left side of the room.
Stairs leading down. They're blocked by a grate, though. But this here seems accessible. So we can open it? Nah, I think it's locked too.
In the center of the door was a small keyhole. Next to the keyhole, a small symbol had been carved into the metal.
You want to talk about this one?
So this is Venus! So this is so not only is it the female symbol, it is also the symbol of Venus, the planet Venus. I've been so fun fact. This game, each very important door has some sort of planetary symbol on it, and I've been going through my feelings on that Sailor Scout because I am obsessed with Sailor Moon.
It just doesn't end. I
And-
need someone to get me out of here.
It will never end. It will never end. I was actually thinking about it. This is a slight tangent. I was thinking about it, and I think it would be really cute if, when I get married, you know, if I can trap someone into that, for my wedding dress to look like the Imperial Moon dress.
Oh, and then you want
Um,
someone your.
And then the guy, and then he'll wear tuxedo masks, tuxedo.
There you go. Yeah, I forgot the name of the fucker.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyways, so Venus obviously is the planetary scout of love. That's her whole shtick. She literally has a chain whip of hearts. She's a very like girly girl. She actually is the first Sailor Scout because so there are two cats in Sailor Moon. You have Artemis and Luna. Which also, it's really funny that Artemis is a boy cat, and that's just really funny.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. But Artemis and Luna, they are the two cats, and Artemis is owned by the Venus Sailor Scout. I forget what her name is. It's been a hot second for her. Sailor Venus. Sailor Venus. I know. Her name is Minako Aino. So Aino is her last name. So Minako, and I think sometimes they call her just Mina. But yes, so she has Artemis, and she was actually the very first Sailor Scout. She actually, not only was she the very first Sailor Scout, she had merch before Sailor Moon even awakened as Sailor Moon. Like, Sailor Venus was already fighting evil by moonlight before Sailor Moon.
You're winning love by
even
daylight?
came. Yes! Before she even, like, awakened. Before anything happened. And, which I always found really, really interesting. And, she's a very, like I said, she's a very girly girl. She is a little, dense, but she, like, her thing, she just wants everyone to be happy. She wants to make everyone happy. Yeah, and her whole thing is like light manipulation. That's like her main thing. Like, she has the love me chain. She has a holy sword. In Sailor Moon, I think it's Crystal.
That is the name of the new one, yeah.
Yeah. And what's really funny is a lot of people think that she and Sailor Moon are too close to each other, but that's because she's almost supposed to be like a decoy, in the sense of like, because astrology wise, Venus is very, very close to Earth's moon, because it also has phases. So they made them close to each other, and made her like a decoy, so that way Sailor Moon had the time to awaken, which is why she awoken first.
Okay. Huh.
So it's a lot of stuff. But yes, Sailor Venus.
We might not get to all of them, because, like, I don't know if there's one for everything, but we'll get to as many of them as we can.
Yes. And if you like, obviously, if anyone has Sailor Moon questions, I'm here.
Yeah. What's this mark? The female symbol?
He wasn't quite sure what to make of it. And obviously, it's a female symbol, which is Venus, and Venus is the goddess of love, and so that's why it's the female symbol, which is also really funny because Aries, or Mercury, has the male symbol, which I just always thought was really funny, because war, angry.
Red. Ah.
He wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Snake, naturally, was somewhat more sure.
Ah, the Venus symbol, I imagine. Do you recall the similar symbols near the large central stairway? They reference many of the solar bodies. Oh, that's right. The Sun, Saturn, and Earth. So, as you can see, that one is likely not the woman symbol, but a Venus symbol. So I assume. Huh. Hold on. Where's 7?
While they had been discussing the symbol, Junpei now realized 7 had slipped away. His absence now felt. Snake and Junpei turned for their mission. Look for their mission companion.
Ah, there he is. Down that hallway.
7 had left them to head down the hallway, extending to the right of the stairs.
This way, Snake. Follow me.
Junpei grabbed Snake to lead him in the right direction, and they both headed off after 7.
You don't need to grab him. He can probably follow you just fine, dude.
Yeah, I know. Before long, the 3 of them stood in front of a door.
Huh. I wonder if this door will...
It was a French door.
How about that? Opens. Oh, oui, baguette.
I would kill for a baguette right now.
Go make them.
Junpei,
You worked at a bakery.
I honestly, I really want to make some cheddar bread. I just need to have like the energy to, and enough cheddar to make it. So, Junpei tested the door and realized that, unlike so many other doors they'd encountered, it was unlocked. Almost as though he was afraid, he would suddenly lock. Almost as if he were afraid it would suddenly lock itself. Junpei threw the doors open. Dead body! He stepped inside.
Oh, wow.
It took only a moment for Junpei to take in his new surroundings.
Is this some kind of casino? Sure looks like one.
Before Junpei could comment further, a noise from behind them made him turn. Snake was shaking the door they'd just come through.
Well, this is troubling.
As 7 and Junpei watched, he threw his hands in frustration, and then kicked the door for good measure.
It seems we are once again locked in.
There was no reason to panic, however.
Even if that door was open, it's not like we had anywhere to go that way. So we must find another exit then. Alright guys, let's split up and search this room. Come on, no dawdling. Let's go now.
Spurred by action, Seven's words, Junpei and Snake began to examine the room.
Alright, welcome to the casino.
Ooh, casino.
This one's another fun puzzle room because of its final puzzle, but we'll get to that. when we
Seek
get to it.
away out.
Wow. Alright, let's see. Card. Got
Are we gonna need?
5 of spades.
Let's go gambling.
I don't have that sound, unfortunately. I wish I
don't
would.
either.
I don't really have any sounds or soundboard or anything either. We're going bare minimum, baby.
That's fair.
Uh,
I have a stream deck, but I don't know how to properly like set it up. I have like it like half set up basically.
That's fair. Wait, oh, card. Something on top of the fireplace.
Turn it on, turn it on,
6 of
turn it on,
spades.
turn it on, turn the lights, turn on the lights, turn on the lights.
Wait, with this 2 lights turned on, I heard something from the bottom of the fireplace. What was that? I heard something down there. Oh! Coin bag. Casino coin. Okay. Let's see. It says 1 on the plate. Well, this seems to be a slot machine. There is a slot for coins on the upper left side of the face. Perhaps we should put the coins we have recently acquired in there? Sure. Anybody, slot machine, go side up. Come on. Game. Game! There we go. Alright. Let's put a coin from that bag in here. What happened? I heard an odd noise. Well, to be honest, I don't know. I pressed some of the buttons on the machine, smacked the machine once or twice, and nothing happened. Oh. Looks like the coin got stuck. Oh dear. Alright, well, let's try machine 2 then. Let's drop a coin in the coin slot. Come on, you bastards. I need one of you to... Aha! You spin!
Let's go gambling!
Oh wait, what was it? It was club what?
I was Club Diamond Heart.
Aha! There you go. Triple sevens! I think I heard something unlocking in there. Impressive, Junpei. It would appear to be unlocked now. There's something akin to a drawer in the bottom part of this machine, yes? That is a pickup drawer for a dividend. Probably the lock for the drawer got unlocked. Please, open it if you would. Oh, there's the key. What is it? Is there something in there? Yeah, a playing card. And this... a key with the Venus symbol on it. Excellent, Junpei. Now we'll be able to open the gate. We just need to figure out how to get out of this room. Correct. Come on, Junpei. Hurry up. And he's off. There's a playing card and a Venus key. Better put the key in my pocket for later. As for the card... 2 of spades. Can we use the third one? Coin slot. Oh wait, no. We don't have it no more. Gotcha. It seems the card is attached to the panel. And attached very well, it seems. If you don't mind, what sort of card is this? It's a playing card. The Ace of Spades, in fact. Okay.
What makes the 9?
That square table. Looks like a mahjong table. I actually know how to play mahjong.
I kind of know how to play mahjong. Kind of.
Define kind of.
I know how to play the online grandma version. Like the app version. I've never I've never had the version where like you have the tiles in front of you and like you place them, that sort of thing. I've always played the type of mahjong where you match things together.
That's not really mahjong, that's just a tile matching game.
I know, but it was called mahjong.
Fair.
So I know how to play the fake mahjong, I guess.
Do you play mahjong 7? Maybe. I don't remember exactly, but I do remember a couple hands and some of the rules, so I figure I must have played it at some point. Excellent. Once we vacated this vessel, I should like to play a game with you. Can you,
Dead.
play? As long as you tell me which tiles I'm eliminating, yes, I believe I have at least enough skill to defeat an amateur. However, I must ask you to remove the red tiles when we play. That's fair, because you wouldn't be able to tell, like, a red tile from a normal color. Got a card. Or 2 cards, actually. Got 7 of spades and 4 of spades. Well...
Looks like we're trying to make a full house.
Probably. Or, yeah, like a full straight, probably. Well, would you look at that? Someone with a bottle of booze here. Don't mind if I do. Look. You know what? I actually have a bottle of water here. It's probably not gonna pick it up, honestly, but...
No.
Nope. Okay. That was so much water. Glug glug. Ah. Oh yeah, that his spot. Feels like my throat's burning.
That shouldn't be a good thing, buddy.
I mean, that's how alcohol does.
Mm.
Damn, he really drank it. I don't even know how long it's been there. That is also a fair thing. A whole lot of glasses on that shelf. Doesn't look like there's anything else back there, though. Counter's pretty well polished. Okay, nothing here. Ooh, 3. So we have... And then we know what the ace is. Missing 9. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay.
Suddenly, Seven began to speak.
Ah, Baccarat. You ever played Junpei?
Junpei shook his head. He'd barely even heard of the game.
No, never. Alright then, how about I explain the rules to you a bit? See, Baccarat's kind of an unusual game. Got the banker and the player. No point is that you guess which one's gonna win. And whether the banker or the player wins, all depends on their hands. The way each hand works is different from other games too. So you take the number from the ones played after you add up the value of all your cards. Whoever gets the number closest to 9 wins. If your number's smaller than your opponent's, you lose. And that's it. That's the explanation. Got it? Well, actually, there's not more to it. Strategy, details, that sort of stuff. But what I just told you sums up the core of the game pretty well. The single digit of the sum is all the cards you have. The strongest hand is a 9. The weakest hand is a 0. You gotta ignore the number at the 10 spot. You get it? Yeah.
He hadn't been asked for it, but Seven's explanation, rushed though it had been, was helpful.
Well, maybe half of it. Enough. I got a chance at winning the game if I played it now. However, we have no way of knowing if the puzzles in the Baccarat table makes use of those rules. If it does, in what manner? Then I guess we try everything.
Feeling more confident, if only slightly, Junpei approached the Baccarat table.
Alright, so we gotta beat an 8, so...
Okay.
Hey, 7, are we really supposed to play Baccarat? It's a Baccarat table. The hell else would we do? Huh. Ah, stop worrying about it. It's real simple. What's the opponent's hand? Well, there's an 8 in that glass case. Alright, and your opponent's number. That's the case, with 3 cards we need to get that number. 3 cards? There's a couple of indentations with the white lines around them, right? Doesn't mean we gotta put down 3 cards. So, place 3 cards here and defeat the opponent's 8. That's what I gotta do, I guess. Yeah, I think so. Something tells me those aren't the only rules. Alright, let's give it a shot.
So what are we supposed to be doing?
Supposed to make a number that ends in 9 with 3 different cards.
Okay.
Okay. Figures put him in the right spot. Something ought to happen. Alright, let's give this a try. Let's see, so, 7, 6. What is that, 13? Even with the highest one, that's 11, that's 18. We might be able to maybe make 18? There we go. Yeah, we have to make 18 because I have to match 8.
Right.
Alright, if I just put down these 3 cards. Yes! Open for me. Great. Did it, Junpei. Think it's telling us to take the 8 card? Come on, let's grab it. Alright, we got the 8 card. I'm going to take these back. Oh, stuck to the table. I'm going anywhere anytime soon. Should be able to open this now then. It's a card slot. Looks like we need to put a playing card in here. Alright, let's give it a shot. Do we need to... Wait. 8, 12... We need a 9 card maybe? It's not working. So it would seem... I'm shocked and appalled that guessing at random has not yielded better results. Yeah. We get the 9 then... Is there something here? Left side's lit. Did I put a lights? Trying to see. Is there anything here? No. No. Nothing on the table. Anything here? Nope. Is there nothing else? So we... I guess we need to use the 8 card for something. Play with numbers history. Use pick up. No, I need Loctite. Can't get it open.
Sorry, I was doing something. What are we trying to do now?
Trying to figure out if there's a place where we can still get the 9 card. Wait, no, there's a coin stuck in the slot. Or I guess we don't need to use it for anything, according to the game. Huh. Am I sure there's nothing else in here? Nothing else. One more sip. Okay, nothing else there.
Can you click on specifically the red?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. It's not working.
Can you click on the wall that has the stained glass at all?
Hey, check out that stained glass. How beautiful. What? Huh? Stained glass is colored piece of glass placed together in a frame. As I've said many times before, I only need to touch it to know it. I can at least discern the basic structure. Okay, so nothing there. There? No. Is there... Okay. It's locked, isn't it? Okay, so we need to do this puzzle, I guess. Is it? Do I just need to... Oh, wait, do we just need to put the 8 card? So you have another device to contend with, yes? There are 3 slots in this one. So we need to make a 9? Make 9 with 3 cards to put in the slots, right? Just like we did over at the Baccarat table. Give it a shot. 5. Yeah, no, it's just 9.
Just put all
yeah.
of them, yeah.
And whoop. Alright, so I put all the cards we had left into the slots. What happens now? Is that... Yes, I did hear something from the exit. Excellent work, Junpei. Wonderful. It seems the exit is unlocked. Let's go. Alrighty. Alright, let's go. We did it. Found it.
Junpei and his companions ran out of the casino and into a large open room. A room, in fact, that they had been in once before. There was little to surprise them there. They already knew what their next steps had to be.
This way.
The iron gate still stood in place, locked tight, blocking the stairway, and right in the center of it
The keyhole with the Venus symbol. The Venus key should work here.
Wasting no time, he pulled it out and shoved it into the keyhole. He turned it. With the distinctive sound of metal on metal, he felt the lock click open.
It sounds like it did. All right, let's get this thing open. No problem. Let me help with this one.
Junpei grabbed the handle on the left side, and Seven took the handle on the right. On Junpei's signal, they both pushed.
It sounds like as though you opened it. We should be able to reach C deck from here now, I imagine. Snake, are you gonna be all right? I mean, the stairs... Please, do not do yourself the embarrassment of underestimating me. I would be unlikely to trip even if I were running backwards. Good to hear. Let's move.
At Seven's words, they leapt onto the stairs and jogged quickly down them. In no time at all, they found themselves on C deck.
Everything looks okay here. We should be able to check the next deck down, just in case.
When he reached the water, he called back up to Snake and Seven.
Just what I thought. The deck is completely underwater. Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
The surface of the water below them was flat, like a mirror.
I'm just glad the water level hasn't changed much. Back to the C deck then. Now, we check out what's here.
They began searching around and taking stock of what was on C deck.
There are 2 elevators over there, which means it's probably the same upstairs. There's a card reader between them. We've already done this one.
Mm-hmm.
And another weird mark. Hey, check it out. It's a symbol for Lotus. What? See? It's got the woman symbol, and it's got the devil horns, right? Yeah, I see it. No two ways about it. That was a pretty good one, kid.
Someone tousled Junpei's hair in what he likely thought to be a friendly manner. Junpei feared his neck might break, even though it was clear Seven had kept his strength in check.
Ow! Watch it, man. That hurts. You're gonna break my neck. What are you talking about? Your body ain't that weak. Maybe this'll toughen you up, huh? We were looking for a devil. Got one right here.
Thankfully, Snake interrupted. After Junpei's observation, he'd gone over to examine the card reader.
Ah! This is a Mercury symbol. The marks you mistook for horns are a stylized version of the wings and staff of Hermes.
Mm-hmm.
Wings and a staff, huh? So then, she beats you with the staff until you die and you go to heaven. Sounds like Lotus, all right.
Seven shook Junpei's head even more vigorously, and the younger man began to feel as though his brain was being jostled about inside of his skull.
7? That's too much. My head?
Junpei's stomach began churning uncomfortably.
Ugh, I think I'm gonna puke. Unless we can activate this device, I doubt the elevator will function. In other words, we gotta find a key card with a Mercury symbol on it. So I would like to assume... let's forget the elevators for now, right now. How about that hallway to the left? Whoa, there's a bunch of doors.
There were a great many doors lining both sides of the hallway. They seemed to stretch on forever, and all three men suddenly felt very small.
Oh, shit. We're not gonna have time to check through all these, are we? Maybe we can come back here later? We should check out the other side. Let's head back.
To the right of the stairs, another hallway stretched out, reaching deep into the bowels of the ship.
Did it right this time.
After a few moments of moving briskly down the hallway, they emerged in an area roughly the same size of and shape as the one on the top of the stairs. On the left side of the room were four French doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time. Let's open them up. Start with the closest one here. Okay, I'm on it.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move.
Yeah, it isn't locked. I'm gonna open it.
Thrilled to have found another unlocked door, he threw it open. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
We're back. Woo!
We're back.
What?
He simply stood, unable to speak.
Huh?
Seven's eyes opened wide, and his mouth gaped. After a few long moments, Seven at last managed to speak.
Hey, what is this place? It's so huge and empty.
A massive room stretched out in front of them, more a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on Seven and Junpei. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds. They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
There are beds everywhere. Is this a hospital? The harsh scent in the air is reminiscent of antiseptic solution. I think so. There's shelves in the center of the room with medicines and surgical tools. Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
3 of them were emblazoned?
Yes,
Sure.
emblazoned.
Emblazoned with large single-digit numbers made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt there's numbered doors. Hey, why is the door between 3 and 7 blank? Does that mean anything? No point in worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first. Yeah, good idea.
The 3 of them threaded their way through the beds towards the back of the room. Upon reaching them, they proceeded to investigate each door in turn, but to no avail.
So I'm going to ask you now, do you think the reds are working or not?
In this one?
Yes.
Well, I'd imagine they're not.
Yeah, you'd be right. Because we can see like right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if they were.
Yep. Locked, just like I thought. Naturally. After all, there are rules to the nonary game, and to allow these doors to open easily would violate those rules. Unless we can authenticate ourselves with the red, the numbered doors will... Whoa, 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 whoa. Check this out.
Suddenly, Seven spoke up, interrupting Snake.
Look at the red. There's nothing on it. Huh? Do you remember? Right back at the main staircase? Wasn't anyone in it. It said vacant on a little screen. Remember? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. But this one... There's nothing. Oh, there's nothing. Right? Think it's broken? Only one way to find out. No, nothing.
I was... Don't worry. Junpei and the others
Okay.
put their hands on the panel, but nothing happened. I was reaching for something.
Because all I heard was, nothing, don't worry.
I was reaching for something, and then I looked up and saw that it was my turn, and I was just like, oh god. The red refused to change. They tried pulling the lever, and still nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't only the red on the door. It wasn't only the red on door 8 that seemed to be malfunctioning.
How about the red on door 7? And door 3? I didn't think all of them would be malfunctioning. What does it mean? They gotta be broken. Man, that bastard. Didn't think Zero was the kind of guy who'd screw around with something like this. Whoa, whoa. Zero's been prepared for everything so far, and you're saying he's gonna make a mistake now? Well, it's the only thing I can think of. This thing ain't working at all.
While Junpei and Seven talked, Snake busied himself examining the red. After a time... Hold on. After a time, he lowered his hands and spoke.
It seems as if some of the internal hardware has been removed.
My reading
Internal
skills are
hardware?
failing me today.
It's okay. We all have those days. That's what I said. If you took a look underside of this red, if you please. The bottom?
Junpei obliged and bent over to look at the underside of the device.
Huh. There's a thin slot here. I think it's a slot for something? Probably electronic? Yeah, 2 reds are the same. Something's been removed from all 3 of them. I get it. So the reds aren't working because someone pulled out their guts. So I assume. But why? And who? I mean, it really doesn't make sense. I have no idea. Why on earth would I know something like that?
That's rude. Just then, they heard the sound of a door opening.
What now?
The 3 of them turned and saw Akane. Oh, no, Junpei thought. It's
June!
She stopped short, surprised to see them, and was very nearly pulled over by the rest of her companions who were coming through the door behind her.
Ace, Santa, Clover, Lotus. Guess everyone's here.
Junpei and Seven were, for the moment, at a loss for words.
What are you guys doing? Why are Why are you... That's my line. Perhaps we should exchange information. I think that's... Yeah, okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
So we got our key.
we can go...
So now we need to go to that. We need to go to that escape room.
Go to the computer.
Yes. Junpei pushed the button on the front of the monitor.
Oh, that worked. So we are in front of the computer right now before not Clover, Lotus did her tippy tappies. Currently, our group, as I recall, should be Clover and Lotus with us.
Yes, yes. And Lotus does not have nipples.
Yep. Oh my god.
With a soft
Oh
helmet
no, we
turned
get to
on.
see the CG again.
Yeah. Streams of letters that made no sense to Junpei began to scroll across the screen.
What?
He had hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected this.
Huh? It's running on its own?
It certainly looks like that.
Isn't that kind of weird?
What?
Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and a monitor. And the cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in. So, why is it working?
Maybe it's a wireless display. Clearly, this was a reasonable explanation to Lotus.
Wireless display?
Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly, hence the name. Have you been living in a cave, Junpei? He must certainly have not, but he most certainly had not, probably because he was in college.
Yeah. Is that normal?
Yes, at least where I worked.
Huh?
Oh, we stopped.
Pass. Stop dying, bad for your health. Go drink water.
I breathed wrong.
Drink water, otherwise you will die. And if it doesn't kill you, I will.
I put liquids in my system.
Pass with a colon?
It looks like we need to enter a password.
Again? There must be a hint around here somewhere.
Could you take a look?
Yeah, I'm on it. What are you gonna do?
I'll see if I can do something about this on my own.
On your own?
Yep, on my own.
Lotus?
Lotus pulled over the nearest chair and dropped herself onto it in front of the keyboard. For a second, she stared at the screen. She kneaded her hands, knuckles popping, and twisted her back left then right.
Oh god, here it is.
She doesn't. Even though here's the thing: this art looks lovely. Anatomy, please.
Yeah, the anatomy doesn't quite
please.
work. The perspective of where they're looking
He looks
also.
fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also the perspective where he's looking is like a little bit weird.
Well, yes, but no, but I mean like his most of him, like out of
Yeah.
the two of them, he looks fine.
The baggy clothing does certainly help.
Yes.
Where are her nipples?
Body. Where, first of all, where are her nipples? And secondly, the perspective of her chest is just so. That's not how boobs work. That's not how boobs work.
You'd be the foremost authority on those.
I would be. I have them. I got so aggressive that I fell off the screen.
Oh my god.
All right, let's kick some ass. Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation.
Tippy tappy tip tappy.
What's it? A fly? She does it like a fly.
Hmm.
Then, before Junpei had time to blink, she was typing at incredible speed, then click-clacking on the keys, running together like machine gun fire.
What?
Junpei was, for once, at a loss for words. Didn't expect that, did you? I wish so much we could know what the fuck her job is and why she's in this outfit.
Don't worry about it.
I know we may never know, but I really want to know.
Of course I didn't. You're typing so fast, I can't even see your fingers. What kind of job do you have? What are you?
I'm unemployed at the moment. I worked at the McDonald's in the Pentagon. I used to work for a cybersecurity firm, but I quit.
Why?
Lotus blinked. Huh? Oh, it was just something. She stopped typing for a moment and her face fell.
I see.
This is not an avenue of questioning to be pursued, Junpei realized, and quickly shut his mouth.
You see, this Junpei is a lot nicer and more, like, thoughtful. I don't know what changes, because, like, quite literally, nothing big happens. Like...
For what?
Like, for him to be more mindful and nicer to Lotus. I don't know, just one of those things.
Was that new? Wait, was that new? Was that a new conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought so.
Yeah, because the last time this happened, we made a joke at at Lotus's expense. He told us to fuck off.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I was like, this feels different, but I don't know.
Yeah, like everything up to this part was the same.
I bet you that what changed is that he saw a dead man.
Maybe, yeah. Also, like this is actually the first time he's gone into a room with Lotus as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, so far,
He probably felt
this entire run so
was
far,
just
we
gonna-
have not gone into a room with Akane.
Oh yeah. Huh. But Lotus, I feel like he probably felt he could make that joke with her because he'd been in a room with her prior and thought that they had a decent enough rapport, and that's because he's a college boy.
Huh.
Oh, but also he could have just been a dumbass. Lotus's fingers began to move again, and in a few seconds, she was back up to speed. Yeah, because literally, I don't remember her telling us about her past job at all.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
No?
As she typed more letters and symbols that meant nothing to Junpei. Nothing to Junpei. Oh, sorry, that was a really weird sentence. As she typed, more letters and symbols that meant nothing to Junpei began to pour across the screen.
What are you doing now?
I'm going to try and brute force it.
Brute... What?
A brute force attack is... Well, the short version is that I just attacked the thing head on. The long version. Without looking up or slowing down, she began to explain. Hold on.
There you go.
I needed to turn off the sound
The clickety
because
clacks.
the clicking clacking was getting to me.
I gotcha.
It's like, yeah, this is fine. No, it's not. Not anymore. There's too much. As much as I enjoy Click Clack's ASMR, not that fast. That's not ASMR-y. That's just annoying. A brute force attack. Oh, that's Lotus. No. A brute force attack is one of the simplest ways to break a cipher.
Wha-
And I also just have a McDonald's and the Pentagon bouncing around in my head right now. It checks every possible combination until it finds the right one. For a complex cipher, it can take a very long time. You know the song, right? You've seen the meme?
I think.
There's a McDonald's in the Pentagon. I work at the McDonald's in the Pentagon. I'll show it to you later.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
It's a McDonald's in the Pentagon.
Wow.
I'm writing a program that would run an attack like that on its own. It's not the most elegant solution, certainly. But given the circumstances, there isn't much else I can do. Even as she talked, her fingers never slowed or missed a key. Junpei couldn't help but feel a little odd. Oh, but back to what we were talking about earlier.
What were we talking about?
The wireless display. It's kind of strange that if you think about it, isn't it?
Huh?
How do I put it? Well, let's say you write a program that calculates an addition problem for you, alright? So you enter 1 plus 1. The screen will show you 2. See? Isn't that strange?
No, not really.
Oh, come on now. Of course a caveman like you would think it was strange. You said so just a minute ago.
What?
You're just not getting it, are you? Who calculated 1 plus 1?
The main computer, right? You said it's connected to the monitor wirelessly.
Yes, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right? They probably think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating. And once they've decided that, they'll start examining the monitor. They might poke the screen or do something. Ah, I see this. The color changes when I press it here. Then they might investigate the hardware on the side. Oh, I see. So this wire supplies power. Eventually, they might even cut the wires. And yes, just as I expected, when the wires is cut, no results appear. Therefore, it must be this device which does the calculations.
Huh.
But the truth is that just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that. Because they have no idea that the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly. Let us continue to type.
And Clover was bored out of her mind.
Junpei scratched his head.
So, what are you trying to say?
Nothing really. It's just, I thought maybe... What if the relationship between human beings processes in our brains is like
Huh?
well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the brain. A scientist examine the signals they send out, might say, interesting. So stimulating this part of the brain causes this person to see colors. That must mean this neuron cluster
Neuron.
this neuron cluster controls that function. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut off this part. Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes the function to cease. Therefore, human thought processes must occur in the human brain. See? Doesn't it sound the same?
Huh.
Maybe the brain is just an output device, like this monitor. Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else in the main body. We just don't know it. We never even think about it. Just like those. Ah, oh my god, why did I lose the fucking accent of this sentence? Just like those cave people wouldn't know about wireless communications. No. I can't imagine that there's some unknown medium that transfers information into our brains where we experience that information as thoughts. Like The Sims.
Blah blah blah. Oh, blah blah blah. Blah. I cannot speak. It's called
Simlish.
Simlish. Thank you.
Did you know that they actually had Katy Perry record one of her songs in Simlish?
That's crazy.
They also
What?
had the Black Eyed Peas do it too.
What?
I'll show it to you after this.
Okay.
When we're done. Remind me, because it's really, because I'm pretty sure it's California Girls. in
Gotcha.
Simlish.
Okay. Yes, my favorite Snoop Dogg song.
Junpei didn't say anything. Not so much because he had no retort. No, her argument just seemed silly. Maybe she's a little surprised to be hearing something like that from someone like her.
The brain is just an output device? Human thought actually occurs somewhere else? That's just crazy talk.
Did Lotus really think that? He wondered. I mean, I will tell you, sometimes I do have that moment where I'll be like doing something and then I'll zone out and then be like, the thought of like the fact that I touch something, that texture gets sent up my arm into my brain and then I know what it feels like. Sometimes I have those moments where I'm just like, what is texture? What is my
What
body?
is
What is the
texture?
brain? What is the human body?
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. What is
Hey, Vsauce.
texture?
What is texture? It was a little creepy, Junpei thought. It sounded altogether too much like a bizarre cultist religion. Well, then you should join my cultist religion. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's called the... What the fuck did you name the server?
The Honey Drop Slayer.
Honey Drop Slayer, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You get jetpacks.
They're pretty cute. Honestly, I might make an emote that's just a jetpack.
Incredible.
Emote. Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia. Oblivious to Junpei's increasing discomfort, Notice continued. If memory is... Oh my god, my... Okay. If memory is actually stored somewhere else, in some sort of main body somewhere, maybe he hasn't forgotten anything at all. He's just having a difficult time accessing his memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged. Oh, I can't even make that joke because you haven't seen Heather's the musical yet.
I have not.
It's fine. I'll get you to do it eventually. I suppose that would explain aphasia and blindsight too.
I think it's aphasia. I think.
Aphasia.
I'm not 100% on
Sure.
that one.
I don't know. Listen, the only science words I know are the ones that apply to me.
That's fair.
So perhaps they actually can speak or see. The monitor just isn't functioning properly. And that's why Snake is blind. I guess people with prosopagnosia.
That's close. Yeah, prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing.
Wait a minute. Prosopag what?
You know what aphasia was from watching medical dramas on TV, and blindsight was easy enough to guess, but I never heard a word like prosopagnosia before.
You need to go blow your nose?
What? Yeah. No, it's my nose just keeps itching. I don't need to blow it; it just keeps itching because it's the change of the seasons. And so
I see. Okay.
I've already blown my nose. It's just very itchy. What? You've never heard of prosopagnosia? What are you?
A dumbass?
Dumbass? A little baby? Stupid little baby still in his nest?
Still need
Little
mommy to
fucker.
change your diaper?
Get her to wipe your
Well,
ass?
I suppose that's dropped something. Ah!
No!
Hang on.
Lotus spun around in his chair to look at him.
There we go. Ooh.
Junpei just shrugged and shook his head.
No. What is it?
Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces. Oh, no, I do know what that is. Kind of, I think.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if this is the same thing, but that sounds, I don't know if it is, that sounds like, the story I know is from, I'm pretty sure it's Law & Order SVU episode, where this mom starts neglecting her child because it is her child, but she was in an accident and she thinks that her daughter has been replaced.
Uh-huh.
So she looks at her daughter's face, and that is her daughter, but she's like, that's not my daughter. Or that's not her face.
I mean, kind of, sort of. Like, prosopagnosia...
It sounds like that.
Yeah, it's like, it's where a person cannot distinguish between faces because all faces look the same to them.
Oh, okay. Have you seen the anime, The Apothecary Diaries?
Little bits and pieces.
There's a character that has this then. Because literally he sees everyone as, like, he can, like, even people, even main characters, he does not see them, like, he cannot distinguish their faces between each other, so he just sees everyone as playing chips for this game that he really likes.
Uh-huh.
The only people that he has, like quote unquote, like, remembered the faces of is the woman that he fell in love with, and spoilers, their daughter. But only because she looks so much like the woman he was in love with.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, oh, I know who you are, type of thing.
I know
He's
who
like,
you
look so-
are.
But yeah, no, literally everyone. I don't think they're. Oh my god, it's those black and white tiles. Do you know what game that is?
What do you mean by black and white tiles?
It's a playing game, and I'm pretty sure it's the one that's on that board that has a bunch of lines on it, and one person is black tiles and one person is like white tiles or chips or whatever they are.
You'll have to show me a picture of it later.
Okay. Because that's the game that he likes playing, and so he just sees everyone as those tiles.
Gotcha. Okay.
In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's, or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people... That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close to. Usually, they can make do by associating people with other things. Their voices, their clothing, their hair.
Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks?
No. No, I don't think so. You've seen monkeys, like, in a zoo, right? To you and me, all the monkeys' faces look the same. Even though they've obviously got faces, it's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them. The zoo staff that works with them would learn to identify different monkeys eventually, but you and I couldn't, unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart. That's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia, huh? Didn't even know that kind of thing existed.
Junpei did his best to act as though the entire lecture hadn't gone entirely over his head.
And, what were we talking about?
The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a monitor.
Are you serious about that stuff?
Not really. I was just kidding about half of it.
What about the other half?
Well, I guess I was just adulting.
Huh? Not funny.
Lotus's smile had something rather masochistic to it. It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it seriously. It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time. But it likes. It likes? Yeah, I missed an entire word.
Don't worry about it. You're doing great.
It looks like I don't need to talk anymore. I should put my glasses on. I took them off.
You know, maybe that would probably help.
Yeah, let me do that real quick. Alright. Alright. I don't need to talk anymore.
Why?
I don't have to kill time any longer. As she spoke, Lotus raised her right arm high. Oh, right arm high. And brought it down on the enter key.
Then you finish that brute whatever thing?
I certainly did. And let's see what we got. Chunks of text flickered on and off in quick succession, and then a line of numbers appeared, blinked, and disappeared. The screen cleared, and all that was left was the word accepted. Piece of cake. Lotus would clearly have patted herself on the back if it wouldn't have been made her look entirely ridiculous. After a few seconds, the accepted disappeared to be replaced with 9 squares arranged in a 3x3 tile.
The screen changed again? What the hell is that?
No idea. It looks like a puzzle. Suddenly, Lotus stood up.
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
I can't do anymore. It wouldn't let me do anything more. It wouldn't let me do any more programming. See the keyboard? Nothing. So there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei. Don't fuck it up, please.
What?
Let me take a break, alright? I did my part.
Ugh. Well,
He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run completely aground. I shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to himself.
I guess you're right. Thanks, Lotus.
No problem. Make sure you know when you should thank people.
Now, better take care of this myself. I'm relying on anyone else.
Junpei crossed his arms. That is
That is the Lotus voice.
Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on the screen.
Okay, now other one. Locker.
It was just at that moment that he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover. Hey, Junpei, do you have a moment? He put the puzzle aside for a moment and walked over to Clover.
What's up?
I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, shoot.
Junpei, you went into door 5 with my brother, right?
This is also very different now, too, because the last time this
Mhm.
happened, she was like, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear him say, like, anything weird?
Huh?
Why is she asking me this? Junpei wondered. The more he thought about it, however, the more it made sense. Snake had been gone for a long time. Clover was quite attached to her brother. Of course she would have been worried about him.
Well, let me think.
He thought back to when he had gone through door 5, hoping he might remember something, even a small something, that would help her. However...
Sorry, Clover. Can't really think of anything. I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person, or something like that, but that's about it.
Okay.
Clover's words were barely audible. She nodded vaguely to Junpei and turned to walk away.
Hey, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't know if I should ask... I don't know if I should ask you things, but if you don't mind, I was hoping you could tell me if, is Snake, I mean, was he born?
You're talking about his eyes?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't born blind. When he was a kid, he got in an accident. A really bad car accident. He couldn't see after that. And his arm.
His arm?
Yeah. My brother's left arm is... it's not like a normal person's arm. It's fake. It's not a real arm.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What,
Hold
P?
on.
What? What?
Their bracelets are on the fake arm. It's on the left arm. It's on the left wrist, isn't it?
Yes. Because it's on your typical watch arm.
Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Interesting.
The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
Oh.
Is that all you wanted to ask me?
Talking about her brother had clearly taken a great deal out of Clover. Junpei nodded.
Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff.
It's not that.
Clover only shook her head and walked off down the stairs.
Alright, that's those keys. We got a few more. Engine room, the handle. Traumata! Keith! He's here!
Oh my god, it's the dinosaur boy.
How you doing, buddy? I believe a box has reached the floor. Yeah.
He stuck his head out over the side of the catwalk and looked down.
Formerly sick dinosaur boy. So you're not sick no more. Hooray!
Yeah, he said that he might be able to stream. What was it? What did you say, Keith? Friday?
Dokapon.
The box that had only recently hung just below the catwalk.
Oh, you're good
Now
tonight.
sat on the floor.
Tight.
It had come to rest near the end of the tunnel that covered the conveyor belt.
June's down there.
Junpei could see her, still leaning against the wall as if she barely had the strength to sit up. Even for him so far away, it was not difficult to see that she had not improved. He almost thought he could see heat rising from her body. You know, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, not particularly.
Why is she next to the... I know that they put her next to the conveyor belt, but I feel like putting your knee next to the conveyor belt is not like the best idea.
I guess it's like one of the more sturdy things nearby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a conveyor belt.
I mean, it's not moving no more.
But it could start moving again. I know it's not going to, but...
She doesn't seem to be improving.
She's going to die. Ace's expression was inscrutable, but he said what they all had been thinking.
Well, of course not. She's not gonna get better right away, you know. It'll take time.
He tried desperately to convince himself that what he'd said was true.
What could be causing this, I wonder? Illness, perhaps? Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion.
Santa's response was confident and certain.
She gets dropped into some weird-ass ship, forced to play some messed-up game. If you think about it, it's a lot weirder that we aren't freaking out just like her, you know? So you're saying we're abnormal? Yeah. We're just running around this room, solving all these puzzles like some business as usual. How the hell could you call that normal? We're just guinea pigs.
Santa snorted in disgust.
Guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat? You mean we're just being used for some sort of experiment?
What are we,
Is-
some kind of suicide squad?
I think I think that's a joke we made last time.
No, I know I did. I know I made it the last time, but I will make it every
You
time.
telling me
have
we
to come
some
here.
sort of suicide squad?
Some sort of suicide squad.
Is that what you're saying? Don't know.
Some kind of 999.
You telling me we some sort of 9 persons going through 9 doors in 9 hours? Don't know,
Crazy shit.
but it does seem like a possibility, you know?
They stood there for a few more minutes, no one speaking, until Santa turned and walked away from the winch.
And fell off the catwalk.
Just. Junpei and Ace followed him.
You know, speaking of experiments,
Santa suddenly stopped.
there was this experiment some scientists did with rats. First, they took a square C-shaped tank and filled it with enough water that the rats could drown in it. Tank had 2 exits. Just to make it easy, we'll call one A, the other B. Exit A is pitch black, so dark, even a rat can't see anything. But exit B is electrified, which means the rats can't leave through it. So, what would a rat do if he was put in this situation? Which exit would the rat choose?
There was a moment of silence after Santa posed the question, and then Ace responded.
B, of course. The rat has no way of knowing that the exit B is electrified. Exactly. The rat goes to exit B. Of course, like I said, it's electrified, which means the rat can't get out that way. So, after a lot of trial and error, the rat finally finds exit A. I can't say that's very interesting or relevant. It's simply the story of a laboratory experiment. You're right. It isn't very interesting. Yet. See, the scientists repeated this experiment over and over, using hundreds of different rats over several generations. This produced some surprising results. With each generation, the rats took less time to find the correct exit. Eventually, a rat was put in the tank who instantly chose exit A without even attempting to go to exit B. But that wasn't the most interesting part. The same experiment was conducted in another laboratory, far from the original one, with the same results. No, on second thought, the results weren't really the same. The rats in this second experiment began the trials with significantly faster times than the first rats in the initial one. These wats?
These wats.
Yeah. These rats weren't related to the others, and had never even come in contact with them. And yet, they all easily found their way to exit A, as though they already knew. What did it mean? Are you suggesting something like telepathy? They were passing information to one another through some undetectable medium?
Didn't we talk about this when we were in the room with them?
That was it when we went through door 4 instead of door 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is technically our first time hearing about telepathy.
Well, yes, but I think we talked about it when we went to door 4. I'm pretty sure.
We didn't talk about rats. We talked about the people with the Rorschach tests.
Yes, because the dog.
Mhm.
Ace looked skeptical. Santa snorted at him.
How the hell would I know? I'm not any kind of scientist. I don't know what made him do that. But I do know that story's true. And if you got another explanation, I'd sure love to hear it. Come on, let's get going. There's still a lot here we haven't checked out. And we gotta get the hell out of here before June passes out. Psychic rats!
Sorry.
Psychic rats!
Psychic rats. Without waiting for a response, he turned around and started walking. Junpei, however, wasn't quite ready to leave the topic alone.
Hey, wait. There's something I want to ask you. What?
Santa stopped, turned around.
Why did they use that tank for the experiment? Huh? Well, I mean, it seems like you could conduct the same experiment without the water. They could have just used a dry box, you know? If they needed to motivate the rats to escape, they could have, I don't know, put some bait by exit B or something? I mean, did it really have to make it so that the rats can drown?
Santa gave a grim bark of a laugh.
You know, the word emergency comes from the same root word as emerge. You ever think about that? Huh? Well, an emergency is something urgent, often something dangerous. And to emerge means to sort of come out of or appear to rise out of something else. So, what's going to emerge in an emergency? Inspiration. Inspiration? Yeah,
SPD emergency.
think about it. When the chips are down, either you crack or your mind focuses, pulls up whatever you need.
Fucking
So,
lock in.
in an emergency, you're. God damn it. So, in an emergency, your real potential emerges? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. That's why the rats had to drown. They had to be in danger. There had to be an emergency for inspiration to emerge. Huh.
Junpei suddenly felt cold. The back of his head was aching, and his stomach felt strange.
That's that key. Then we got two things, 9 photos and coffin. Now, we finally have all 9 picture cards. We just need to insert these cards into the slots at the front of each box.
Junpei stared at the cards in his hands. Ace peered over his shoulder at them.
You know which card goes in which box, yes?
Junpei gave him a look.
Yeah. Of course I do. It's really obvious. You just match our numbers to the numbers. Then you pop the corresponding card in the right box. So, for instance, the card with the picture of Ace on it goes into box 1. Card with picture of Snake goes in box 2, and so on. I see. Huh? What is it?
Junpei thought he might have imagined it, but he could have sworn Ace stiffened. Just then, Junpei heard a noise. He spun around just in time to see June collapse in front of the fence.
Did you fuck with the electric fence? God damn it.
God damn it, June!
Hey! June, are you okay?
She did not respond. Junpei spun back around to face Ace.
I'm sorry. I gotta go check on her. You finished the boxing, all right? Just put the cards in the boxes. I'm counting on you.
He solved the card. He shoved the cards into Ace's hands and ran off towards June.
So you haven't been here, Keith, but yeah, at random points, Akane has been, getting random fevers.
Yeah, because she's 0.
Are you all right? What happened?
I don't know if that's true. I just feel it in my bones. Junpei called out to her as he ran.
Can you stand?
As he arrived, June was climbing to her feet with Santa's help. I'm sorry. I'm fine. I just tripped.
Don't give me that. Now's not the time.
But it's true. I tripped over a box.
Just let me see for a sec.
Junpei put his palm against her forehead.
Whee!
Oh, I thought that was you for a second. Oh,
Also, Junpei, why the fuck are you using your palm?
yeah, you need to use the back of your hand or your own forehead.
Dumbass. Obviously, he's not in school
Dumbass.
for medicine.
That's very true.
He's probably getting a communications degree or some shit.
Oh, can I tell you, there was someone who showed up at the clinic, and they were like, "Can you check my check my thing? Like, can you check my temperature?" So I checked it. It was a normal temperature. It was like 97.6 or something like that.
Mhm.
And they're like, "But I feel so warm." And they put their palm against their forehead, and I was like,
Oh my god.
"You are fine."
Yeah, Keith, imagine getting a communications degree.
Imagine loving swords so much.
You're you're still warm.
Her temperature was much the same as it had been the last time he checked. She wasn't hot like she'd been before, but she was still warm. Her fever wasn't completely gone.
I could never get a bachelor's in communication studies.
Mm.
Well, I saw her fall. I think she really did just trip on something, you know?
I hate that face. I hate that face. Here's the thing. The face that he's making, it's a little weird. Like, I understand what they're going for one of his eyes to be slightly smaller, but it's when he blinks at the same time.
Yeah.
And then it stays at the same time. Like, that's what.
Don't worry about it. DS game that came out in 2009. Don't forget that.
I know. Junpei would have been more willing to agree if June hadn't needed quite so much help standing up.
Still, to fall down like that? Yeah, 999 came out in 2009. I think it actually came out in the 9th month as well. Let me check. Hang on, let me check. Release date. No, December 10th, 2009. All right, hang on. Let me check if that's not the.
There was a movie that they redid so it would come out on like the matching numbers. What the fuck was it? It was a redo. It was a movie redo. It wasn't like Friday the 13th. I can't think of what the movie was. Hold on. Great, now I gotta Google something.
I believe in you, B. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, the movie 9 came out September 9th, 2009. Did
It was
you
a
guys
horror movie.
Did you guys know that there was a 9 ARG?
Really?
Yeah.
Neat.
Like before the movie came out and all that shit. So what horror movie are you trying to find, B?
I can't remember what it is, but it was a redo of a movie, and it came out on a specific it was the same number across the board, and I can't think of hold on.
Something Halloween, 31st month, right?
I don't think so. Famous horror movie redos remakes. That's the fucking word I'm looking for. Here I'll. It wasn't. Horror movies that came out on. What would you call that when it's the same month, same day, same year?
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, like, do you remember like the plot of the movie?
No, I think it was 11s across the board. I think because it was like something about because I don't think it was like Friday the 13th or anything like that, but it was something about like 11s like or something like that, or maybe oh no
Is it
no no no
just like
oh
a
my
bunch
god
of like
no
11,
no no no
11,
no no
11?
no 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 I think I know it I think no 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 I think it was what the fuck is the movie about the demon kid um where like it's the son of the devil.
Rosemary's Child?
No, 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 no. Um, the fuck is it called? It's not The Exorcism. The Omen. The Omen. I think The Omen came out on 666.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, yes, because it came out in 2006. So it came out on the 6th month, the 6th day in the year 2006.
I see. Hello, welcome back, Reyes.
Hi, Reyes. Sorry, that took so fucking long. I'm sorry.
Still to fall
I
down
needed
like
to
that.
know.
I think she's probably still a little messed up.
I'm so sorry. I will pay you. I'm sorry. It's beautiful work, and I appreciate you very much, my son. He drew me art.
Nice.
I'll, like, I'm sorry. June was doing her best to busy herself brushing dust off her dress. Her smile looked a little embarrassed, and her face was a bit flushed. But she did look a great deal better than she had. I'm going to turn it into a sticker.
Wow.
Reyes. It's going to be a sticker on the Discord. Still.
All right. Well, let's get out of here as fast as we can so we can get you to a hospital.
Oh, I don't think it's anything that serious. I just need a little medicine and some sleep, and I'll be fine.
Likely story.
A fucking likely story. That's what I thought.
Medicine? Medicine, huh? Well, if we can get in touch with anyone outside, I'll bet Ace could swing that for you easy. Ace? Why? Huh? Don't you know? He's the president of a pharmaceutical company.
Why the fuck would we know that, Santa?
Cradle Pharmaceutical, it's the name, I think. Their flagship product is an anesthetic drug called Soparil. Soparil? Soparil? I've heard of that before somewhere.
Junpei couldn't shake the feeling that he'd heard about Soparil before. We have.
Yeah, that's what he injected himself with.
That's what he injected himself with. Yeah. All right, interesting. Santa continued.
Soparil. It's an anesthetic it's a gas at room temperature. A lot like how nitrous oxide is. Takes only a few seconds to spread, and a small amount is very effective. A bunch of countries quickly accepted it for worldwide use within the police and military force. It was an effective crowd suppressant and room clearer. It was practical, ethical, and the humane nature of it made the ideal drug. It's been around for about 6 years. They developed it from the extracts of several different roots. It became popular almost as soon as it was made public, as many governments were placing large orders. And for Soparil skyrocketed. And of course, that meant Cradle Pharmaceuticals stock did too. Why do you know all this?
Santa's information was interesting, but Junpei couldn't help but feel a little suspicious.
I mean, we wouldn't know in this timeline because
we didn't go in a room with
yeah,
him.
we don't know that he's a stockbroker.
Yeah. Santa's reply was blunt and simple.
Well, I heard it from the old man himself. From Ace? When? By the number 4 door, down at the central stairway, when we were searching the second classroom. Remember how Snake, 7, and you went in door 5? It's back then. I asked him what he did for a living, and he said he ran his own company. Oh,
Yes,
what's
Reyes,
up, Ray?
I'd love to know something dumb.
After that, we just started talking, and I guess it just came up, you know? Huh. Memes.
Oh, hi, 7.
There's no one called
There's
Reyes.
no one called just Reyes on Twitch. I could have had it, but Twitch says that name is too short.
Incredible. Ah.
Are you worried about something?
No. Nothing.
As he spoke, Junpei looked over toward Ace.
Hmm.
Oh, he seemed to be having difficulty with the 9 boxes.
It's going pretty well, 7. Going pretty well. Heard you guys are streaming tonight. Keith has beat his sickness.
No, not 2 7s.
What the hell is he doing?
He turned back to June and Santa.
The universe can't, but I can. Watch out, buddy. I know where you live.
He turned back to June and Santa. Blah, blah, blah.
Wait, hold on. June, don't push yourself, all right?
Yes.
Santa, could you take care of her for me? I'll go check on Ace. Looks like he's having trouble. Sure.
He gave them both a short nod, then turned and headed toward Ace. This is gonna sound dumb. Do you think he has the thing with the faces?
Prosopagnosia?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Ace's back was to him as Junpei approached. The older man turned around and looked at him. His face was pale and covered in sweat.
What happened? Nothing. My vision has gotten rather blurry. I think perhaps of fatigue. I can't see very well at the moment. What? Can't you see well? What can't you see well? These pictures.
They are tiny. Ace held the cards out to Junpei, splayed on the shape of a fan. That is not the shape of a fan, but okay.
I don't care to admit it, but I may be developing presbyopia. Presbyopia. Sure. Presbyopia.
Sure.
Growing old is a difficult thing.
He made the best attempt he could at a self-deprecating smile, but his face was flushed and his lips were pale and drawn.
At any rate, I'll leave the rest to you. I'm feeling awfully tired, so if you don't mind, I'd like to rest for a bit.
He shoved the cards into Junpei's hands and walked quickly away. Junpei looked at him quizzically.
How could simply looking at cards have tired him out?
Junpei looked down at the cards in his hands. All the pictures were quite clear and each person easily recognizable. Was Ace's vision really that bad?
But if it wasn't, what had made him so uncomfortable?
That was when Junpei remembered what he'd heard from Lotus much earlier. Yes! Why do we have to see the CG again?
Don't worry about it.
Why did they bring it back to us?
It's fine.
I hate the CG.
I too get tired from looking at cards. Me too. I don't even read them half the time.
Prosopagnosia. Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces. In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's, or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia, I keep saying like it's a PH instead of just a normal P.
Don't worry about
Have
it. You're doing
trouble
great.
recognizing each people they're close to.
You put 2 cards from your hand on the back of the deck, right? I'm pretty sure that's what Pot Agreed does. Or no, wait, no, it's 3 cards. That's right, 3 cards. Maybe he's got prosopagnosia?
Junpei took another look at Ace. He sat at the base of the stairs, looking quite depressed.
Poor guy.
Oh, baby.
Oh.
Big military-looking baby.
Well, he looks depressed enough to have it. What the fuck does that mean, Junpei? What?
Junpei, sweetheart.
What?
What the fuck?
Bro, I don't remember that line.
If he really did have prosopagnosia, there was no doubt it was a depressing and painful experience.
I mean, sure. It's like
I think I understand what they were,
Yeah,
like going for.
I kind of get it.
Where it's like, oh, he looks sad enough to like be dealing with that after what just happened.
Yeah.
Like that seems like the
I mean,
next
yeah,
logical step.
it would
But
be
to
a little
phrase
bit
it like that
embarrassing.
is-
Yeah, I could get it.
yeah. I understand. Doesn't mean I like it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I look depressed enough sometimes.
I mean,
Don't we all?
I feel like, I mean, I've got resting bitch face enough to like look depressed all the time, so. You know.
Yeah.
Still, Junpei didn't feel like patting him on the shoulder and telling him everything would be alright and would help that much. Still, Junpei felt perhaps it was best he kept Ace's condition to himself, at least for the time being.
Don't we all, Seven?
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Doing his best to clear his mind for the task at hand, he turned back towards the boxes. By the way, Seven, a guy came to the clinic and attempted to have us make fraudulent medical papers.
Medical fraud!
Yep. Fun shit.
Time to solve the 9 box puzzle.
9 cards with pictures and 9 boxes.
Junpei stared at them for a moment and then began. By the way, I have to tell you something really funny that happened when I was streaming earlier.
What's up?
Joseph, Frank used his points to do a voice line. And I was like, okay, what line do you want me to do? He thought it was like what Seven and Keith do, where you do a specific voice for 5 minutes. And I was like, I can do that. What voice? And he said, Dommy Mommy, cult leader. And I was like, okay. So I did that for 5 minutes. And he's like, I have made
A horrible
grave
mistake.
lapse in
I
my
mean,
junks."
I did see that in general.
Yes, yes.
I think I was in class while that was happening.
It was really, really funny. It's just like, I have made a great lapse in my judgment. It's like, you did this. You did this to yourself. I'm not giving him his points
Look
back.
at this
He can ask me what he wants.
dumbass.
I should probably just change that to be what that is, and then just give it a timer. All right, shove those things into boxes.
Ace card in box 1. Snakes is in number 2. Just need to do the same for the rest. And finally, 9th man card into box 9. Oh, nice, 7.
All nine box lids propped open at once.
Yeah, they opened.
He peered inside.
What the?
In each box was a simple pin.
9 pins?
They looked a little like sewing pins, but much thicker.
I guess I'll take him with me.
Junpei collected them all quickly and shoved them into his pocket. Ooh, we got it.
Okay, that's the only key there too. Okay. Ah! So, I will say this, B.
Oh no.
This next section, despite it being 3 things, is incredibly long.
Oh.
It's like an
Let's
hour and a
save it for
half to
next
2
time.
hours.
Yeah, let's save that for next time.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah, we've been going for about 3 hours, so
Yeah.
thank you all so very much for joining us on this 999 stream. Where, yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna get a new ending at the start of next stream. It'll probably be all of next stream.
And then maybe we can go back into one of the other rooms.
Yeah,
So just to see where we go.
to
from
figure it
there.
out. Yeah.
That's if we're feeling spicy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'll see you all on Saturday for the next 999 stream. And those of you that also watch my friend Seven over here, we'll be going live on his channel as well for some good old Dokapon on Friday, assuming all things are fine and no one dies again.
And I'm streaming tomorrow at noon EST. I'm gonna be doing maybe the ending of Cult of the Lamb. If not next stream, the stream after that, it will probably be the end of Cult of the Lamb.
Let's go ahead and see
So.
who's on right now.
One of Reyes' friends is streaming right now. If there's someone you can't find.
Let's see, we got that. How do we feel about rating animals, aquariums, and zoos?
Sure.
Okay, let's send everyone down over to the animals. And
That reminds me of Smitty breaking a feeder, like a duck feeder, because you can like pay money for like if you paid money on this Twitch thing, it would put feed out and then
I
the ducks
see.
would eat it.
Okay.
And he put so much money, he donated so much money that it broke the feeder.
All right. I'm sending all you guys over to the cats. So I will see you all to the next time on 999. See you later, guys.
Goodbye.